Alrighty, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Parasite Eve 2. Where we last left off, I went back and messed around in Dryfield a little bit more. We came out here, discovered that we could climb up the well back into Dryfield. We went and found Pierce on top of the water tower, which is the guy from the shooting range from Mist Headquarters. And we pretty much saved his ass because he was getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. What I didn't do last episode rather, is I did not save. So this is an interesting save. You can ask about backup, you can ask about the shelter, or nothing. It's cool to do both of these because it gives you flavor text. Someone's looked into that. Turns out the original owner was a religious group. The original owners of the shelter were some crazy religious fanatic group. The shelter was going to be much larger, but the project was abandoned at the end of the Cold War. So this thing is old. Then our info gets sketchy. Ownership changed a few times, but other than that, they don't know anything. Let's ask about backup then. Backup? Nobody's back from cleanup at the hotel yet. NMCs were hiding among the hotel guests. I'd send backup if we had the personnel. So obviously there was a hotel somewhere and they had an NMC backup or breakout, and all the field agents went to clean that up to keep people from knowing, that Mist exists or the NMCs exist. All of it's supposed to be under lock and key, top secret, and it's just kind of not. But anyway, we're going to keep heading onward in this game. I'm not going to stick around in Dryfield and fight every last thing there is to fight. I did that in my last playthrough, and while it's helpful, I don't really see it as necessary. And if you're a new player and you're just wanting to experience the story of this game, you don't have to fight everything. It does make the end of the game a little bit easier, but again, it's not necessary. So what we are going to do is we're going to go out here, back to the well. And we're going to go down. And instead of going the normal way, we're going to go to this gate, which was locked the first time we were in Dryfield, by the way. It's only now that we've unlocked it from the other side that we can go through it. So once we're back in this area, we're pretty much familiar with how all this works. We're going to go back, and there's a ladder. We're going to go back down that ladder, back into the shelter area. It's kind of funny how close the shelter seems to Dryfield, even though we supposedly had to take a car to get to the mine shaft that was the entrance. That kind of always struck me as weird too. Sorry if I'm ruining your immersion to this game by pointing out every little flaw with it, but it's just little things I notice, When you come back, there will be more enemies. We have us a fatty over there, but he's not just any fatty. He's not a normal fatty. He is a new type of fatty. He is what people refer to as a mossback. Mossbacks have a lot of HP, and they're known for being bullet sponges, so keep that in mind. He has 450 HP. Usually they have a very low defense, and you can sink criticals on him all day. He barely stood a chance. But what mossbacks are good for is experience and BP. Man, they are great for that. So, once you've dealt with those enemies, you can come this way and we can finally go through this door that I never went through. Now in this area, careful, there will be some enemies. Pretty much same deal. Whoops. As soon as they pop out of the water, you want to start shooting. And I was hoping for a critical there, didn't quite get it, but it don't matter. I got hit one time, I ain't too worried about it. Recovered 3 MP, which I think I was already at full MP anyway. If you keep on going, you're going to come to a little staircase with a little side area, and it's automatically going to go through to another battle. It's going to be more of these things. These things are great for battling if you have the medicine wheel equipped to your armor. Because a lot of times these guys will give you extra items. And man, I hate the little laughing things. They're so weird. Boink, boink, boink. No items. But, you know, again. Release the emergency stop, and now we can go to B1 or B2. This is important. We're going to go to B1. B1, and be careful. That's why. Yeah, there's more. These guys will be on the ceiling as well. You can keep them stun locked on the ceiling just as well as you can when they're not on the ceiling. With the PO8 with the snail magazine though, you got plenty of ammo to take all three of them out. Good experience. Wonderful experience. B1 brings us back out to here, which is where we started at in the shelter. B2 is the lower level that we went down the elevator for the first time we explored. This is where the sterilization room is. It is okay to go inside the sterilization room now. That is a one-time event. So you're not going to have to deal with, say, the same issue where you get shot down into the garbage room and all that. You're not going to deal with that anymore. There's some mossbacks in here. Actually, no, that's a normal fatty. He only had 280 HP. So there's some fatties in here. Oh, no, 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 no. No, don't silence me. Don't silence me. Ooh, that was almost bad. 356. How? Really? I don't know what's hurting the other fatty. Oh, I know what's hurting him. I hit him with necrosis. Necrosis poisons your enemies. Don't hit. Oh my goodness. Okay. Ow. I can't heal right now either. You want to stay away from these little jelly things. They're so bad. I don't think it's worth shooting them. I don't even think it stuns them if you do. It might stun them for just a second. As soon as you can use necrosis on them, do it to it. Because they are dangerous. They're worth a lot of BP. Just keep that in mind. The little jelly things, I don't remember where they spawn all the time. But they're hard to spot, but you can spot them. Here's a cluster of 3 of them. Take them out. There is a pink variant as well. The pink variant is more dangerous than the blue variant. They're also still weak to necrosis. There's the pink one. The pink ones give you more BP. That was almost 1,000 BP for clearing out that many of them. While we're in here, I'm going to go ahead and heal. Pick it up just a little bit. And I didn't do a thing that I was supposed to do here. But that's okay. We'll have another chance in just a moment. There's a door in the armory that actually leads to the room I was just in. Oh, I forgot about this. Interesting. So, creature. This is the creature we met earlier. Animals. Evolutionary failures. You'd betray the plan of God. Defy nature's order. This is where we find our first one of these guys. You want to use necrosis on him immediately. He just paralyzed me. Before paralysis can really take effect well, metabolism that back off. Necrosis keeps these guys stunned. They have 400 HP. They're bullet sponges. You want them to go down. but they're good for experience. They're good for BP. This must have been his. You get a card. Now, it's important to note that he talked. This is a magnetic key card. It belonged to the Neo-ARK lead researcher, Fred Bowman. That's also the first time we've heard anything about the Neo-ARK. Bowman, if you remember when I examined the bunk beds, was a scientist here. He started performing neo-mitochondrian experiments on himself. And in turn, he transformed into a crazy monster-looking thing. This is why I say check the bathroom. There are 4 of these jelly things in here. And the moment you even try and use necrosis, all of them are going to come barreling at you. You don't want to get too close to the door. You want to just kind of let them come to you and hope for the best. So we got all of them that were in that room. These are the bunk beds I was talking about, by the way. Okay. Be careful. They're in little nooks and crannies everywhere. 1200 BP for that. They are BP galore. Dude, if you do need to buy more HP heal items or MP heal items, yeah. So the bottom bunk here was Bowman's. He was a researcher here. And there were a bunch of those creatures, which is weird because that's what Bowman transformed into. I sort of thought that it'd be cool if it was a unique enemy, but it's not. We got us a stalker here to fight. Then we got a few more stalkers to fight. Again, awesome XP off these guys. Whoops. Did not mean to press that twice. Goodness. Notice how the stun lock isn't quite as effective. I think these enemies don't really scale, but like in terms of where they spawn in the game, I think they do get a little stronger. So it's a type of scaling, I guess you could say. We want to go back across to the armory. Reason I want to do this is to look at the BP machine. Again, can't buy the M203 or the pike here, but you can get the hammer. Hammer's pretty good. I think the hammer works against those jelly things because it's electricity. It's very decent at dispatching and stunning certain enemies. So keep that in mind. God, it's like 2 a.m. here. I apologize. Another thing that I wanted to do. Come in here. We're going to grab us some more Spartan ammunition. Or not Spartan, but Hydras. I wish I could get free unlimited Spartans. That'd be pretty awesome. But we're going to grab some more wow. Hydras. I'm tired, guys. And we're going to open this door, because that connects the armory to this room, and it makes it a lot easier to get around. So that's all we really needed to do right there, was grab ammo and gain access to this doorway. Now we can actually go back through here and go back through here. Now, we've done a lot in this floor, but the control room across from us, this little hallway is lit back up red, so we're going to go fight the enemies in here. And if you'll just stand here for a minute, those cameras will start doing work on him. You can't see the HP of cameras because they are not NMCs. They do work on the big guys because it stuns them. They're pretty much useless once they're stunned by that blue laser. And the blue laser is kind of rough because it will stun you as well. So be careful. If we come in here, can't remember where there's, oh yeah, there's enemies. necrosis. All day. And that should be it for this room. Nope, cameras. If you got hydras equipped, these cameras aren't really that big of a deal. We're doing extra damage now due to the Ofuda. So the cameras go down pretty easy. So that's what we came in here for. There's some, actually, I'm going to walk back down here for a second. There's some interesting stuff in here to check out. Beyond the glass, large corpses hang in the protective sheaths. They're frozen. I can feel the cold through the glass. They look like that giant ape man I keep running into. So basically, that tells you that number 9 is not alone. There are other soldiers that were either like number 9 or still are like number 9. And that comes into play later. So, interesting part of the story if you want to just sort of check that out. Now, the next thing, yeah, going the right way. Next thing is up here, and we can use this elevator up here to go down the floor again. Or you can go all the way back to the area labeled elevator hall and use the elevator there. But now that we have that key card, that will allow us special access to areas down below. If you want to save your game right here, I recommend that you do that. Go ahead and drop a save if you'd like. I'm going to go through here. Here's more fatties, 280, so another fatties. Again, and they won't have green on them, obviously. There's another one. Pretty easy to take these guys down from range, no matter what weapon you're using. Not hard, but a lot of XP, a lot of BP. Notice I'm getting tons of XP at this point. Enough actually to where reviving skills is almost second nature. I mean, if you're at this point in the game and you've got this much XP and you're not using your Parasite energies, that's just a shame on you moment. You really need to be doing that. I'm going to keep these worms stun locked and then focus on the moss back. Criticals for days. Not a very hard battle right here. Oh wow, left him with 1 HP. Item obtained. I don't want fireflies. They start slinging shotgun ammo at you, which isn't bad. If you are using a shotgun, then, you know, kudos for making it this far using a shotgun. I don't like the shotgun. But they should be. Yawn. I've already drawn the mossback's attention, and he hurts worse than the sludges, so I'm gonna work on him. And for some reason the sludges are actually leaving me alone, which is perfect in my book. Dodge that. Dodge that. And as you can see, they're not really hard to dodge on this bridge. Stick and move, that's pretty much the name of the game with the PO8. You've got the mobility, might as well use it. Awesome XP, awesome BP, that's because of the moss back. And we're going to keep going. Keep running forward. And we're going to come back into the main chamber here. So we hear some sludges, and I've got a moss back in my target. I can tell because 450 HP. I love the ANMC analyzer that this armor has, because it tells you how much HP things have. He's actually coming toward us. I took some damage there. That's okay. So, pretty easy battles. It's mainly just patience and dodging things. Not a very hard thing to do. Even more fireflies. Now, in this area, we have access to the breeding room, but there's a locked door up there. And it's also kind of in red which means the game implies that it thinks we're going to go this way. So that's what we're going to do. I don't see why not. I'm going to head through here. And you want to be careful in here. Here's more of the garbage enemies. I call them garbage enemies because that's the first time you pretty much bump into them. Watch this guy. He's got a poison spit that really hurts. And he's also got that long arm that he can reach out and sort of tag you with. And it also hurts really bad. So just kind of be careful with him. And I'm hearing weird noises in my room for whatever reason. So yeah, poison sucks in that battle pretty quickly, if you can. Alright, popping back through this door here. These enemies are odd. They're HP sponges, or they're bullet sponges rather, but if you target the head, sometimes you get a one-hit kill on them. It's the weirdest thing. And you have to target the head because the body takes no damage. So, over 200 HP, high defense, but every once in a while, you shoot the head and it explodes. I don't know if that's just if you get a critical on it, or what. Operating room. It's locked. There's a card reader. Don't face the card reader. I don't think you have to face the card reader. But you should be able to use... Oh, no. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Okay. This is not the card we need for here. So, coming this way was simply for enemies at this point. That's not where we needed to go. Not quite ready for that yet. So, you're looking for other things with card readers at this point. We've already used the black card in the armory, so you know that can't be the case. That card reader we were just at does not respond to this card, so that can't be where we're trying to go. But in fact, where we are trying to go is straight down this way, which I'm pretty sure this door is locked. It's very much locked. Okay. So, Trippy's a fool because he tried to do that, and that's not where we're supposed to go. But that's okay. We got XP and experience, and I showed you the areas where enemies are, so no big deal. We will head back up this way. And the area that we are now able to be in, and the new stuff that we can do, is in the elevator hall on the floor above us. So if we go to the elevator hall, you'll notice that the elevator will give you an option between B1 and B2. We were just on B2, now we're on B1. If we go to the elevator hall and go to B2, it will take us down a level into areas that we have not been before. Coming back through here, if you want to, save your game. And continue onwards. I'm actually going to pop a heal real quick. Now, one of the coolest things about this game, in my opinion, is just how smoothly it plays for a tank-controlled, like, older survival horror game. In my opinion, I love the gameplay. I think it's smooth. I think it's really easy to get used to. You can unlock the elevator hall door from this side if you didn't go this way the first time. We don't want to use that door. Yeah, we do want to use that door. That's the elevator. So, we want to go to B2. Not B3. B3 is the sewer / garbage area. Yeah, the gameplay in this game is wonderful. It's nice and smooth. Silky smooth. The story progresses pretty easily. There's not a lot of areas where it's unclear where to go. And even if there are areas where it's unclear where to go, pretty easy to figure out where to go. Okay, there are a lot of these things, so be careful in this area. I'm going to do this. That's going to eat up a lot of my MP, but it also helps us by getting rid of the majority of them so that we're not surrounded anymore. They're worth a good bit of BP, but not really a lot of XP. And we got a lot of our MP back. So, the area we could not go to because it was locked is right here. But this is not where we want to go. You do want to unlock that door though. That will come in handy later. Where we want to go is back over here where we were fighting the worms. And you'll notice that there is a key card reader here. The door unlocked when I swiped Bowman's card through the reader. So there we go. That's where you're trying to go. Oh god. I know what these are. Oh, and they're closer than I thought. No, no, no. None of that. Lots of cameras in this corridor. Lots of turrets, so be careful. Blue lasers, just as I said, inflicts paralysis, which makes you like stop what you're doing and bend down, and like it stuns you. You can't move, you can't use your parasite energy, you can't do anything. Paralysis is one of the worst status elements in the game. Be careful of the blue lasers. So this brings us to the operating room. The operating room is pretty much self-explanatory. It's a lot more of the little garbage monsters. It's not a hard thing to get through. Goodness, you are soaking up the bullets. Oh man, and if they hit you, they inflict, I think that's Berserker. I forget exactly what Berserker does. I know it increases your damage. But there's a... Oh, it's eating my HP up too. Okay, so every time I attack, it's eating my HP up. So that's it. Oh, and I can't heal while I'm under that. So that's what Berserker does. Takes away your ability to heal. And it increases the damage you do. But at the cost of every time you try and attack, you deal damage to yourself. So keep that in mind. Now, some of you may be thinking, hey, that looked familiar. That's because this is familiar. This is where we saw the little girl freak out and break the light and break free from her restraints. There are some things to get in this room. I think one of them is over here. Storage for ampoules and blood. You get a vinyl pack. Now that vinyl pack is a new item, which I don't think I could have even picked up because my inventory is full. Okay, so 69 over 120 and 80 over 103. Gonna use a cola. And all I have on me is recovery 3s. Are you joking? Okay, we're gonna use a recovery 3. I know that's pretty much a waste of healing items, but look at how many healing items I have. It's not a big deal for me at this point. Come back over here, storage for ampoules and blood packs. Pick that up. This is the first time we've seen one of these, and they are kind of nice. This is a ringer solution. It is a full HP and full MP recovery. It's the best healing item in the game, right underneath the protein capsules. So that's good to know is there. The charred restraints. The girl in my dream was lying on a table like this. Is that some kind of vision? Who is that girl? So basically you realize you're connected to the little girl at this point. And yes, it was a type of vision. I think there's something over here. I could be wrong about that. Okay, never mind that. This is the laboratory. This is where we're headed. Once you're in the laboratory, there's going to be no enemies here. Ever. There's a phone in here. Save your game. And my keyboard just crashed. Back to my game, please. Oh, I hate that happens. So, I'm going to go ahead and save our game. Sorry about that. I just got super interested in the game and did not press that key on my keyboard forever. Once you've saved your game, you're going to notice that there is a really bright laptop in here. The terminal's been left on. Please enter a password. Now, this is another one of those super long, convoluted puzzles. And I'm going to explain to you how the puzzle works. And I'm going to explain to you how to deal with this puzzle. And then I'm just going to do it and pretty much give you the answer. This one I did not write down because it's so easy to figure out. So, what you would normally do is you would go back to the bunk bedroom and pick up the magazine off the bunk bed. That issue of that magazine tells you that there is a nasty computer virus going around. It can be gotten onto your PC from emails or pictures or anything that you click on, basically. And what it does is it takes the logon password, displays it on the back of your login screen, but rearranges the letters. But the virus rearranges the letters in a very certain way. 1 minute. So, we see that the original password on the back of the login screen here is Melissa Maya. The way this virus rearranges the letters is it arranges them in alphabetical order. And if there are any letters that appear more than once, it puts the number of times that it appears after that respective letter. So, with that being said, all that can be read in the magazine. That's exactly what it tells you. It tells you in the magazine that that's how it works. That way, once you read through the magazine, you can come back up here and you can figure this out. So the first letter in alphabetical order is A. A is there twice. So we've got A, 2, because it appears twice. The next one, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, E. So E only appears once. That's all you're going to put is E. There is no 1 after it. If it's only one time, you only put the letter in. So the next one's going to be I, which only appears once. E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Melissa Maya, so L is the next letter. M. M is 2 times. M, 2. And then P, Q, R, S. S is there twice. So S, 2. T, U, V. I thought I forgot L, but I don't think I did. So T, U, V, W, X, Y. I don't think I've done this right, to be honest. But if I messed it up, I will figure it out. Okay, so that should be the password. Click log in, figure it out. No, I messed that up somehow. So, we're going to try again. This might be the first puzzle I actually get stuck on because I didn't write it down. So, again, A is there 3 times. So we have A, 3. B, C, D, E. So E is there 1 time. E. F, G, H, I. I is there 1 time. J, K, L. Melissa Maya. L is one time. M. M is there twice. So M 2 MP QRS. S is there twice. WXY. Y is only there once. Log in. Is that not the right password? Nope, that was it. Okay, so I messed it up the first time. Second time, got it. That's how it works. Once you get the password correct, it's going to take you to a little thing here. All of these aren't going to work. Unclean laboratory, unavailable. Main files, unavailable. Bulletin board, unavailable. And I also think it's cool that it says welcome Dr. Bowman. Like, how do you know this was his PC? But anyway. Well, I mean, she doesn't know this was his PC, but why does he have a PC up here? I don't know. It's really weird. The visitor program is the one you're going to want. This is a second puzzle. So, this is going to ask you a series of scientific questions that you have to get all of the answers right to. Gene transmission in mitochondria is maternal, paternal, or atavistic. I don't know what atavistic is. I'm going to say paternal. Name the town located behind the Nevada laboratory. It's Dryfield. What is the name of the desert above this facility? It's the Mojave. I got 2 out of 3 correct. So I screwed up the first question. And it gives you random questions every time. Name the town, Dryfield. Which organisms possess mitochondria? Algae, crustaceans, bacteria. Honestly, I would have thought all of them. But we'll say B, crustaceans. Which method alters genes by delivering DNA via an artificial virus? That is a vector virus. So once you get all 3 correct, and you can look the answers to those up if you really just don't understand the questions, it's going to trigger a little cutscene. I'm not controlling any of this. This is just what happens. She asks, what is an ANMC? ANMC is an experimental life form created under the second neoteny plan. Okay, so she's like, oh, well, what is the second neoteny plan? She's very specific on it. This is like an advanced AI for a computer, which is funny for me. 2MP harnesses the evolutionary potential of neomitochondria to revitalize the human race. Now we're starting to get somewhere. We're starting to understand. Stage 1. Obtain sample neomitochondria with latent power equal to or greater than that responsible for the New York incident, which is from the last game. Stage 2. Administer sample to test subject. Redesign subject's genetic profile to explore evolutionary possibilities in multiple ANMC breeds. Stage 3. Release humanity's true potential and preserve its vitality in the coming century through planned evolution. So that is their plan. Current results. Neomitochondria sample obtained January of 1998. Stage 1 complete. Stage 2, ANMC creation successful. Some problems during testing. Problems resulted from test subject insurrection. So these things are aggressive. Will attempt to repression using clones from the sample. Further access denied. Where was the sample obtained? And the answer to that is Aya Brea. Born in Massachusetts, which is interesting. Mother and sister died when she was 5. So her sister Melissa died when she was 5. You can pause right there if you want to read more about Aya's background, and Aya pretty much figures out, hey, all these things are technically my siblings. All these NMCs that I'm killing are related to me by genetics because they were made from my DNA. Pierce is going to call you if you went to Dryfield and saved him. If you did not go to Dryfield and save him, or if you went to Dryfield and didn't save him, you were just an asshole about it. If you split up in the well and went with Madigan instead, Kyle will call. Or if you went back to Dryfield, talked to Douglas, and went straight back to the shelter, Kyle will call. If you did go out on a limb and save Pierce and bring him the 3 ice bags, Pierce will call. Where are you? You freak. I'm in the shelter. What? I told you to take it easy. After what? I'll rest later, Dr. Aya. In the meantime, I'm hacking the shelter mainframe. I'm a programming genius. Got a gun, genius? You know I don't like those things. And that's where you start learning that Pierce doesn't like guns. Figures. Aya, you have to check this out. Come up here. I'm to the north of you. Just check your GPS. You're gonna like this. Listen, Pierce, don't move from there, okay? And this is where you save your game. So, we just had a lot of information dumped on us. And also, oh, there's my sound. For some reason my sound went out. We just had a lot of info dumped on us, so I'm going to recap some of it. So these people who were running this facility had a plan, and that plan was engineer a virus that could inject hostile DNA containing neomitochondria, hostile cells in DNA containing neomitochondria into the virus carriers, causing them to evolve, quote unquote, over time, which basically means they would mutate into these artificial neomitochondrian creatures. And they thought they were saving the world because neomitochondria can be used to obtain power, such as our parasite energies that we use, and also the powers displayed by Eve in the New York incident. These scientists were working on a way to give everybody superpowers. And what they ended up doing was creating monsters that broke out and killed everyone. But we learn later on some other stuff about this that is interesting. So I'm going to hold my tongue. You can unlock this door, and that'll bring us back out to the main corridor. Pierce wants us to go up there. So that is where we will go. Now you can go. Yawn. Sorry, again, it's like 2 a.m. here. Actually, no, it's 3:22 a.m. You can go down to the elevator hall, but I do not recommend doing that. In fact, I recommend going straight up to the north here, like Pierce told us to do. And you can go straight this way to an elevator right next to the room that you're supposed to be going into. A lot quicker, a lot simpler. There's just constant like boom, boom, boom in the background. The music is really weird. It's supposed to be suspenseful. So this is the elevator I'm talking about. You want to go up. And into this big door that was locked before. Now once you come into here, you're going to move forward, and you're going to notice, holy crap, what is this? A creature, like in that Daydream. It's gigantic. I can hear a faint heartbeat. The carapace is thick, but there's definitely something living inside. It's basically a giant neomitochondrian cocoon. So yeah, that's what that thing is. And if you come up here, we'll find Pierce. If you walk up to him, cutscene triggers. Pierce? Whoa, Aya. Don't scare me like that. I thought I told you to rest. Sorry, but hey, I was worried about you. You're going to get yourself killed not even carrying a gun. Like you're one to talk. Hal's always grumbling about Agent Brea running off alone. But how did you know where I was anyway? Curious, eh? Take a look at this. You're going to regain control in this area. This place, press the right sensor to switch screens. You got to push right here. Ah, I was just there. When I saw you here, I called you on the intercom. Touch the next sensor panel. This is super wonky on a D-pad that's modern. The next. What? What's this? So green. A forest? What's up with that? Aren't these monitors all internal? It ain't TV. We're looking at something inside the shelter. It's an underground facility called ARK. The researchers just call it the ARK. ARK, huh? The boat built to save pairs of animals from the Great Flood. What, this is Noah's Ark? Get real. Hey, don't look at me. What's ARK? A greenhouse on a massive scale. It's even got an artificial sun. Why would anyone... Beats me. All I know is something in there is generating a lot of power. Enough to create a kind of electromagnetic barrier. A barrier? What do you mean? That thing you saw. That big nasty pupa-like thing. That ANMC grows on the power being broadcast from ARK. I think I understand. That ANMC pupa. It must be the neomitochondria factory Kyle's talking about. Kyle? Who's he? Whatever. So if that's the case, then all we have to do is take out the ARK generator to stun its growth big time. I'll do it. But where is it? Take a look here. This is where we see a really cool dynamic in this game. The map is really interesting. The red dots are neomitochondria creatures. Remember that implant you picked up at the tower? The day before yesterday? It's been 2 days, guys. This seems like it has taken a month in game, but honestly, apparently, according to these people, it's been 2 days. So all the ANMCs created here have an implant like that. That's how they track them. So the blue one is us. If we look on the next screen, which this is first floor, B2. This is, no, previous is B1. Next is B2. This is B2. And the next is B3. And the next is ARK. Where's this? That's the ARK facility. There's a heavy-duty magnetic field interfering with the detection system. I thought it was neat how they showed you the map and showed you like what was going on where. One of the few times where a cutscene actually says, hey, there's enemies everywhere again. I'll stay here. But, hey, don't worry about me. The tracker will warn me if anybody's coming. That, and I've got some unfinished business here. What? Top secret, sorry. Get a move on. So, once we do all that, it is important, in my opinion, to come back over here to here. Underground parking. There is a button down here that says operate. It appears to be a touch panel, so let's push it. Now that door is unlocked. That's rather important. We go over to the laboratory. Nothing we can really do there. Lift off. This is ARK cam. That's a lift that will take you to the Neo ARK. That it never really implies that you have to go back and do this, but you do. Just so you know. And I did not mean to press item. Push the next one. Neo ARK. He never showed you the last one. The last one is security. We can turn security off. That will help you in dealing with the cameras. So once you've done that, you might want to come. Wow, tank controls. What are you doing? After you do that, you might want to come over here and pop a save. You can do that. There is a telephone in here. This is bigger than we thought. I'm going to take this to HQ. Continue with your investigation. And unfortunately, guys, that's what I'm going to call it an episode. I'm very tired. It's almost 3:30 in the morning, and I have work tomorrow. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that classic cliche YouTuber stuff to say. And as always, I will see you on the next video. Peace.